Hi guys, today we're going to talk about Entity Framework Core using Console app. I'm going to teach you how to add Entity Framework Core to your project and how to use code first to create database and database table using Entity Framework Core. So the first thing that we're gonna do is to open our Console app like I did here. If you don't know how to open Console app, you can go to File, New, Project, and click Console app, save it where you want to save it on your computer. Okay, the first thing that we're gonna do is to define our entity. I'm just gonna do a simple application using Entity Framework Core. So I'm going to call my entity product and make it public so that it can be accessed anywhere. This ID is going to be used as a key, like a primary key in our database. You'll see that, give it a name. From here, what we need to do is to use like a DB set, which is part of Entity Framework Core, to set our entities. Here we only have one entity, which is product, to set it and use the properties of entities, which will be used as columns inside our database table. Before doing that, we need a connection string to since we are using code first, we need a connection string to our database. I'm gonna define gonna give it a name, action string. This is our server. Now we need to give it database. I'm just gonna call it CSharp basic. Let's do CSharp basics E. Gonna call it this is our connection string. Gonna call it CSharp basics DB, and then we need to tell it that this is a trusted connection and set it to true. Just make it public. Which is product. We need design so that it can be able to design our database. Let's do that, and here it is. Go back, run the same, run this, should succeed. Migration has been applied. Let me go to my database. I will share my screen with you. I have so many databases here, so I'm just gonna go to the one that we created. Connect. If you can see here, I just created a screenshot of our database that we created with our table product. Here it is. Save this, and then just want to show you that this is the database that we created now. So this is our migration table, which shows that this database we created today, 2024-07-18, and the version of Entity Framework core that we use is 8.0.7. Okay, we can move on from this. From this, the other thing that we need to do, let me add things, maybe two products inside our table, and then try to run it and print it on our console. It's gonna say product name is a car, description blue, fast car. Run our table database and see if so. These are the products that I've added: the car and the book. So we need to print this on our console. Don't forget that we use Entity Framework Core to create this, which we call it code first. And there's also a different way of using Entity Framework. You can use database first if you have a database, an existing database. But for us, we don't have an existing database, so we used code first, where we define our entity, give it our entity properties. These properties were used as columns in our database. And the ID, when it goes to the SQL, it will be automatically a key. If you want, you can just gonna run this first and see what we get. Just getting main products. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Instead of using this, I wanted to use dependency injection, but I see that that will not be a good idea. So let's create our method. Big showing public static products. Products. Anything. Our method doesn't return anything, doesn't take any parameters. Context dot IntelliJ, you can use IntelliJ to go for everything here to see what it does. C# is simple. It explains things for you. So here we're taking products, which is our table dot list products. We don't want to count that. Print our products, and here let's call our method list product.